for all those people to come out. And these are the things that we have been experiencing. Those of us who have really been involved in grassroots politics for a few election cycles now, we've seen it. And when the MPP was in power, we saw it. When in certain constituencies where the party went for elections and things were we didn't see it, but people said they shared things, the candidates shared things for the delegates. Then they choose a parliamentary candidate. Then we anger the ordinary Ghanaian. So when it is time to vote, they refuse to come out unless you induce them. So look at the turnout in the last election. These are all parts of the things that happen that make the general electorate feel that it's not worth it. So as a political class, we have to be careful with these things. And I will repeat it again. It is in all political parties. My party have gone through this, albeit on a lower level, but it is there. And it's just that it's very unfortunate that this thing has to happen and it has to be captured captured by the media, and it's there and it's record. And it's going, as much as it's going against the NDC, it is going to go against all the political parties in Ghana who will have to work extra. So it is their problem. They should carry it, but it is also a problem for all of us in the other parties. And I'm hoping that we'll all learn from this and it will not happen again. We are all going to have internal elections going forward. And it's going to feature. And Lily, let me bring this in. This money sharing thing is one of the reasons why women cannot. We find it so difficult to win elections. It's not because we are incompetent. It's not because we can't do the job. But it's because there's so much money involved. And looking for money to share to people just to go and serve them, it's a difficult thing. So you look at it, because we don't have the resources, we are pushed out. Prof has gone for elections before, and she will tell you what she's gone through. I have gone for elections. And if I tell you what I went through just because I didn't have money, and I believe that I was the most competent person in that election, who, if I was voted for, I would have done a lot to change the fortunes of my political party. But I wasn't given the opportunity because I didn't have the money. And so in all this, it is the women who suffer. In the Ayawaso East situation, it is like Hajia, who is the woman who has suffered. Because obviously, she didn't have as much money as Honorable Baba Jama had.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me come to you, Prof.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to you and to my co-panelist, Amma, and Happy New Year to you. I think since the beginning of this year, this is the first time we are coming together. Well, the issue of vote buying for NDC to have called for investigation, an internal investigation, shows that the party condemns it. In fact, the General Secretary came out to condemn the act of vote buying, though it was an allegation. And so there was an opportunity for the individuals who were involved to come and defend themselves. And that was why they constituted a 3-member committee to investigate that. So that sent a clear signal to the public that vote buying is something that the NDC condemns, though it happens. But you see, the issue of allegation, it's not just enough to leave it as speculation. It's always good that investigation are carried out and the facts established. And that was exactly what the NDC did, that they looked at the issues. And of course, we welcome the issue of Baba Jamal being cleared to contest. Obviously, they gave reasons, the committee gave reasons, which I fully support, in the sense that if they annul the election, what happened? Today they are supposed to file with the Electoral Commission to contest that. The date is a definite date. It's within the Constitution. And we cannot say that because we are in power, so the Electoral Commission should change the date. That would not go well, or that would be kind of lawlessness, because it's within the Constitution. And so it is just fair and right that, yes, the party clears Baba Jamal to contest the election, but it should also be established the fact that the step that the party took by coming out first to condemn vote buying shows that the party holds everyone in high ethical standards because, as my opponent spoke, vote buying prevents the right candidate that will represent the people to really be elected. Because, yes, people are induced, people are enticed by material things to vote for a particular candidate. Sometimes the candidate may not necessarily be the best candidate, but because you have the highest amount of money, or more or less like the highest bidder is the one that wins. And these will not be good for our democracy. At the end of the day, the person may be there, maybe the constituent may not like the person, but that MP will continue to win because he's able to entice the delegate. And that is why we as a political party and even the general public, there is this discussion of, look, instead of having a delegate system, we should start looking at every member of the party who is registered to vote and elect the person that they want him or her to represent them. If we have over 20,000, 30,000 people going to elect a particular candidate, it will be very difficult for the candidate to entice this huge number of people, So the issue of vote buying, over the years we have seen it, but for me, the step that the secretary or the party took by coming out to condemn it shows that the party frowns on that. The party does not allow people to do that, just like the general public condemns the act. But going forward, yes, the party is open to investigation, and that's why we're told, Baba Jamal was invited by the OSP. We did not see party members coming to throw support, like, no, and that kind of thing, because, of course, we hold ourselves in high standards. We hold ourselves.
He was invited. He was also invited on issues of assault of an OSP officer when he was being served. So these are some of the reasons.
Yes, so of course, that's why I'm saying that it's not just also on assault, but there were allegations that it's being investigated. And also the fact that during the MPP primary also, there were some accusations of people buying food. And so these individuals have been invited. So I am saying that the party frowns on that. And so we did not see issue of maybe supporters going to try to throw support to say that no, we empanate, that kind of thing, because we hold ourselves in high ethical standard. And enticing people is an act of corruption. We do not support it, and it wouldn't help the party when we talk about accountability, when we talk about democracy, when we talk about holding ourselves in high ethical standard. At the moment, we have the code of conduct for political appointees, and everyone is supposed to work within this code of conduct, or is supposed to behave as expected. And so if an individual is seen bribing somebody, enticing somebody with money, the party condemns it. But I would welcome, or the party welcome, the report of the 3-member committee, and we are happy that this issue has been settled. This is an internal election, and so internally we've been able to thresh out this. I would want to call on all the supporters of other aspirants to come on board. I mean, for election, now the internal elections are over, we should all come on board to support the candidate. Baba Jamal comes with a lot of experience. You will know he was once, upon a time, he was once an MP of Akritia. So that experience is going to bring on board. We are told he's been within the constituency, that's Ayawaso East constituency, for the past 7 years. He's done a lot for the youth.
Not just 7 years, he was actually born there. And then he lived in Akritia and came back. So he's actually
been part of the people over the years. So he supported the people. He's engaged in grassroots politics within the constituency. So I would just call on all the aspirants who contested but couldn't make it to support him. Today it may be he who won, but tomorrow it will be yours, and you also need his support. So I will say that let's put all the differences behind us, and let's come together. The elections is just next month. Let's go to the ground and make sure that we consolidate the seat. It's an NDC seat, but we cannot take it for granted and, pull back, especially when people are aggrieved that the candidate should have been the one to have won. Issue of vote buying, though we condemn it, but we all know that it's something that politicians practice. But that is not a justification to support this. But I am just saying that the elections are over. Let's get to the ground. Let's support him. Let's give him all the necessary support to make sure that we win back this seat. The seat is for us. And so we need to make sure that we win it, and not just win it by a small margin, but we win it with a large margin to show the MPP that, yes, NDC has come to stay. For the past 1 year, of course, we can see that the performance of NDC is so great. We have seen inflation reduce so drastically that, say, in the past 20 years or more, we have not seen that level of inflation. We have seen the dollar performing, the CD performing very well, against the dollar. And we have seen prices of food and commodities also coming down. These things is not just for the benefit of NDC members, but it's for the benefit of all Ghanaians, including the MPP. And so I would want to call on the general public, especially people within the Ayawaso East constituency, to vote massively for Baba Jamal, as he's bringing on board his experience. He's coming to add onto the NDC MPs, and to make sure that this country move forward, as we are saying, that we are resetting Ghana and we are on the right course. Every indicator shows that indeed His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his lieutenants, as the appointees, are doing great job, and we just need to support them to continue to do this great work.
The committee also recommended that the president sanctions other contenders who were found culpable in this. Some of them are on boards. Do you think that they should all be stripped of their board appointments and positions?
I would not, I don't know the party position on that. And as I said, these are allegations. And the party would not want to shield anyone of any allegation. And that is why we always say that there should be an investigation. And we encourage all members to fully cooperate with the investigative body to make sure that every information that they need to give are provided. But this is a clear evidence that the president will not shield any appointee. Even if you are a friend, you are a very close person, the president will not shield you, because the president frowns on corruption. And we are saying that we now have a code of conduct. As an appointee, you are supposed to behave in a certain way. Being an appointee doesn't mean that you are necessarily the super best. But it is a privilege given to you, and you're supposed to conduct yourself in a certain manner. And that is why the code of conduct is to guide all appointees. So, of course, if these allegations are made that individuals or some appointees have gone and they are also helping and sharing things which the party frowns on, these individuals are to be investigated, and the necessary punishment that the party think they deserve will be meted out to them.
Okay. Let me take a break here. Ellen, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. You are looking for the numbers of Ayawaso East. There are a little over 47,000. That's a huge number.
Wow.
Yes.
So I think we'll pay all of them.
That's an interesting question to ask.
You see, I just want to chip in. This whole thing, let's all know, pretend as ostriches. You remember, I've just forgotten the constituency, just in Kwesi's constituency, maybe you can remind me. Asin North election, which also what happened. To the extent that some MPP people were caught on camera giving envelopes even to electoral officers. We cannot pretend that this is something that, well, she's already said that even MPP it's happened. But she made a statement like, NDC has sent it to another level. I really do not want to dive into that because wrong is wrong. It is not how big it is. I mean, if you're going to steal something, you cannot say that, oh, it is just a pen. Somebody have gone to steal millions of CDs, and so because I have gone to steal just a pen, I should be pardoned. It's all stealing. We saw, or we have seen instances where some MPs, for example, were sharing cars, and they pretended that the cars were given out for work and pay. But we all know that it is just to, entice or induce voters to vote for that person. But as I said, I would not want to kind of shift blame to political or individuals. We are saying that it is wrong. We all condemn it because it deters people who do not have money to go into it. And she made a very relevant point that we have seen that over the years, the number of females in parliament, it's so low. It's not that women do not have the competence. In fact, there are times, even if you put the number of candidates that are contesting a particular seat, that a woman is even involved. If we talk about competence, the woman may have more competence than the men who are competing. But because, one, our tradition seems to always put us at a disadvantage. And secondly, we do not have the resources that these men have. And so we will always continue to see low numbers of women contesting, low numbers of women involved in political position or involved in politics in general because of this monetization, of the whole process. And that is why I think as a nation, we really have to bring this up for debate and for discussion, how to really curtail this issue of vote buying, how to curtail inducement of individuals, maybe to open up the system for everyone to contest. And I know it will be so overwhelming for anyone to try to buy everybody. And I think Asin North was a very good example. And I think that other constituencies should also replicate the same, that you do not allow money to buy your conscience. You do not allow money, to take out what you think is the right thing to do. I think that's something that, we need to have another conversation another day altogether.
Absolutely. Ellen, do you have anything to add briefly before I go for the break?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Whatever happened has not happened years ago. I think the NDC promised to do better. I'm not saying that what she's saying happened there is true. I didn't see anybody sharing anything. But if it did happen, I think not for how many years? 2-3 years ago. So the NDC is supposed to do better. That's what I'm coming for. But you campaigned that you are coming to do better. And so you should do better. You shouldn't do comparison. What happened in Ayawaso East was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And I'll continue to say that they've just moved it to a higher level. And they are going to have their internal elections. This just sets an example. And with what the General Secretary of the NDC said, that all the contestants were involved in sharing things, it means that now going forward in the NDC, if you want to really become a parliamentarian or pick up a position in the party, get your money and your gifts ready. And when you are done, you can add some Kosuya and Meko to it, and you are good to go. And that's terrible.
All right, and then I'll come back to you. I'll take a break here. When we return, we'll talk about Speaker's call for the reintroduction of the anti-LGBTQ bill, and when are we going to see it? What of the positioning of the president on the matter? We're back shortly. Stay with me. Mohammed, and it's still the breakfast review. This Valentine's season, MTN Ghana Foundation, in partnership with CalBank, is calling on all Ghanaians to show love in the most meaningful way by saving a life. Join us for the 2026 MTN Save a Life Blood Donation Drive happening on Friday, 13th February 2026 from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The exercise will take place at the MTN Ghana Head Office, Mobile Money Limited Office at the Stanchart Building. It will also take place at the CalBank Head Office in Ridge and at 44 other donation centers nationwide. This annual campaign invites MTN staff, customers, suppliers, partners, and the public to come together and help boost blood supply for the National Blood Service and regional hospitals across the country. This Valentine's share gift that really comes from the heart. Give love, give life. Donate blood on Friday, 13th February. You can visit mtn.com.gh for a full list of donation centers as well. Now, since we're talking about Valentine, let me let you in on some gifts you can give your significant others and loved ones this Valentine. GHOne Erotica watch. It's not just a watch, it is a confession. It's forged for the bold and worn by those who understand that luxury is not loud, but it is deliberate. Every curve, every finish, every measured second speaks to intimacy, power, and unapologetic self-expression. The Erotica collection blurs the line between precision and passion, crafted with obsessive attention to detail. It reflects a life lived fully. GHOne Erotica is for the man who does not chase attention, he commands it. For the woman who understands that elegance can be seductive. For those who know that luxury is not about excess but about presence. This is time reimagined, this is desire engineered, and this is GHOne Erotica. Own the moment, control the time, indulge the allure. GHOne Watches always says, be remembered. You can visit www.GHOneWatches.com to purchase yours, or you can send a WhatsApp or call the number 055-855-2046, 055-855-2046 to purchase yours today. Let's talk about the anti-LGBTQ bill. It was first introduced in 2021 as a private member's bill by some members of parliament. It went through various stages. It was passed by parliament. It was taken to the presidency for assent. There were judicial contentions here and there, and so it failed to get the assent it needed. It expired with the 8th Parliament, and upon resumption of the 9th Parliament, there were talks about when this bill will be reintroduced. President Mohammed had stated that this was going to be a state-sponsored bill. Well, now it's still a private member's bill, and the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kensford Bagbin, yesterday has ruled that the bill be brought to Parliament to be reintroduced, to be reconsidered. Where are we on this? Are we going to see it go through and finally assented, Prof?
Well, I mean, we've been having this discussion about the LGBTQ plus bill. I indicated that, yes, of course, though President Mahama said it was going to be a state-sponsored bill, upon a second thought, the party have come to acknowledge that the fact that the process started as a private member bill. And so we respect that, and we think that it should still go as a private member bill. The party acknowledges and respects the Speaker of Parliament as the one who is supposed to conduct and manage business of Parliament. And so if he has called for relay of the bill, we accept that, and we think that since it was a private member bill, it should be presented as a private member bill. But the NDC support or acknowledges the fact that Ghana has a number of culture, and there is a need to have debate as far as the bill is concerned, and we respect and also encourage as many MPs as possible to debate this bill. But the president's position has not changed, that we believe that as a country we have norms, we have values that, guides our conduct. And we would not sell our values, we would not sell our culture for any strings that the Western world would want to pull. And so the president over and over has come out to state his position. And the people who initially laid the bill stated their position of family value. And I think the NDC and the president's position has not changed. And the individual who laid the bill and the then president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, did not assent to the bill, their position has not changed. And so we would just allow the process to go on. And I know our MPs would go and defend whatever they have laid for debate, and we encourage others to come on board for that debate. But I would want to state the fact that if everything is finalized, as I indicated, the president's position has not changed. Ghanaians, we see a woman as a woman, and a man as a woman, as a man. That would not change. We would not sell our conscience or our value or our culture for anything. The president has come to say that, look, he is a Christian. He attends Assemblies of God. And he cannot, because somebody wants to give me an aid, say that, look, a woman can go and marry a woman and a man can go and marry a man. I mean, there are times you ask yourself, even these individuals who are saying, look, let's allow anyone who wants to do anything to do. Can you imagine how Ghana would be if we said that, look, let's allow anybody to just go and do their own thing? Then you cannot say that somebody should not park at a place that the person should not park, or somebody should not do certain things that they are not. The whole country will be chaotic. So the NDC position has not changed. We would not deviate from where we are, and we are saying that as long as Parliament debates this and they bring it out, the president will assent to it. But in the meantime, we welcome the Speaker's move, because we know he is supposed to manage business of the House, and so the MPs are ready to defend what they initially laid before Parliament, and the party as an entity support these individuals, not just the party, but I know there are even people who are not politically aligned who also believe in these values that we cannot accept that Western culture. In fact, Western culture that even some of the Westerners frown on. I remember Donald Trump, during his campaign, that was one of his stand he stood on, that LGBTQ was something he wouldn't support. And so if even some of the Western world are condemning this attitude, why will we? Because I know some individuals want to benefit from, maybe because of the peanuts the Western world will give to us. We should just allow our values to go. How would you, as a parent, in fact, those who are saying that let's allow this bill, let's just allow people to, how will you feel your daughter bringing another woman and introducing that woman to you as the man she wants to marry? Or your son comes home with a boy and introduce that boy to you as the fiancé he wants to. How would you, as a parent, take that? Look, we cannot pretend and call a spade a big spoon. Let's be truthful to ourselves. People, I have seen people, defending this with every strength within themselves, saying that we should allow individual. We have freedom of worship, and so there should be freedom of association, and so people should be. I know deep down, these individuals, they would not allow their children to do that. It will break their heart for their children to introduce same-sex partner to them as a fiancé or as a wife or as a husband. And so I will call on all Ghanaians to support the position that our values will not change, no matter what. There is a proverb that, look, if there's hunger, it is not every food that you have to eat to survive. There are some food, when you eat it, you are equally killing yourself. The same way, even if Ghana is struggling in terms of our economy, in terms of creating jobs for people, it does not mean that we should sell our culture. It does not mean that we should sell our value for anything that the Western world would bring. Look, we have enough resources. It's about management. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing just that. I mean, as I indicated, every indicator within the economy shows that we are heading towards the right direction. It will come to a time that Ghana will no more need aid. Ghana will no more need any foreign, influence in terms of do this and I'll give you this. And that is how we would develop as a nation.
That many have raised that once this is passed, then it means that aid will be curtailed. Then it means that the places we go to for handouts will be cut off. Is that something that is of concern to this administration as well?
As Africans and as leaders, that is something that we need to be discussing. Right. We say Africa is free, but we are not free. And that is why our leaders need to come to say that, look, we've won independence, and we need to win ourselves from this foreign influence. We have a lot of resources in Africa. If we take Ghana, why do we think multilateral companies are coming here? Why do we think that a lot of Western companies are seeing great opportunities in Africa and in Ghana, and they are coming? And yet, we are not seeing these opportunities. I mean, we are not seeing these resources and creating opportunities with them. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a leader that you can trust. Is a man of his word. Before the election, we talked about adding value to our resources. We talked about establishing Gold Board. And Gold Board would no more, we will not have an issue where our golds are just mined and sent out, and they will go and then polish it up and resell it to us at a very high price. But we will add value to our gold, and that will bring in a lot of resources. And we are seeing that. There are people who are saying that we are seeing stability in the economy, and also the city performing well because of the Gold Board. This is a testament of what the NDC and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama stands for. That we are no more going to have a Ghana where we are talking about foreign aid. We are no more going to have a Ghana where we will depend on the foreigners for everything, always going cap in hand begging. And they will give us their terms before they give us something. But we are going to build, we are going to add value to our resources and make sure that these things give us the good money that we are. And we are seeing Gold Board. Now they have jewelry. They are doing their own jewelry out of the gold. And aside that, they control the market. They control how much gold is being sold there, who sells gold. And these have streamlined the system. Somehow, this is bringing in a lot of money. And so, if all sectors are doing same, I believe that there will be a time that the foreigners would come and be begging us to open our markets for them, because we'll be so independent. We would not rely on them for anything, and they will give us the necessary respect that we need. We are a sovereign state. You cannot say that we should allow our people to practice LGBTQ because you are doing it. In fact, I have said that one of the largest country in the world, the leader frowns on it. And so why would we Ghanaians, all of us come from a village one way or the other, and in the village, you cannot talk about these things. You cannot go to a chief and introduce a man to the chief as your fiancé. And come on, we cannot pretend. Okay. We cannot pretend. And so I will say that the civil society that supported the bill should continue to support the bill. Individuals who believe in our norms and our culture should come on board. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's position has not changed. He just want the parliament, just want parliament to go through the process, and he will assent to the bill if it's brought to him.
Okay. Let's hear Ellen's thoughts on this matter as well. Ellen, good to have you back.
You will let me know what exactly are we talking about?
We're talking about the reintroduction of the anti-LGBTQ bill. The Speaker has ordered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I came in, I did hear Prof talk about the fact that they created Gold Board. They didn't create Gold Board. They renamed PMMC and called it Gold Board. And PMMC had a subsidiary already there called PMMC GHOne. So they haven't done anything. All they have done is to rename. But I'll just give them what they've done. Apart from renaming, they are also doing very well with the marketing. For that, I'll give it to them. I believe that previous administrations really did not take a good look at the marketing of our gold products, our finished products. And for that, PMMC jewelry, now Gold Board jewelry, is doing well now. But they did not create it. PMMC have been there since Nkrumah's time. You just changed the name. Now, about the LGBTQ matter. I just think that the Speaker is disturbing our ears.
How?
That's how he's disturbing our ears. He has been talking about this matter for the past how many years? How many years has he been talking about it? So if you have asked that they relay it, what's the big deal about it? Relay it, go through the motions, and let the president accent. He should stop disturbing our ears. There are 1,001 things that he can talk about. Unless he wants us to go back to the rigmarole of their promise and what they said they will do and how they are not doing in relation to the LGBTQ matter. If that is what they believe they want to do, I don't think that the NDC and Speaker and the NDC members of Parliament truly want to do it. I don't think so. But if they truly want to do it, they should go ahead without the fanfare. We've had enough fanfare about this LGBTQ matter. We have all decided as a nation that we are not interested. We are not interested in having that in our system. Every political party and its leader in this country has said it. Dr. Bawumia said it last year. He is not interested. And if he becomes president, and as at that time, he did say that if Nana Akufo-Addo, the former president, couldn't sign it, and he became president, he would have signed it. His Excellency John Mahama told us that he would sign it. Dr. Bawumia did not have the opportunity to become the president yet. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is now the president. So the Speaker should get on to it because he's been one of the loudest critics. And it is in his purview, it is on his table. He should get it done and stop disturbing our ears. We want to hear from them when they have done it and the presidents have accepted it. Then we'll all come and say, you've done well. But now, as it is, we beg him. In my estimation, he's disturbing our ears.
Prof, you want to add something before we touch on our final topic?
The issue of the fact that PMMC was there, and so it's just been renamed. I don't think it's about just renaming. It's about what Gold Board stands for, what extra thing Gold Board is doing. I mean,
she alluded to that.
Minerals, yes. So she should give the credit that you are doing so well. Gold Board has really come and has added value to what the country really needs as a people. Because it's not just about marketing of gold. You are doing more than that. Curtailing smuggling of gold and also controlling the market. And so it's not just about renaming. It is not. I don't think Gold Board is just a renaming, and so it's following or doing business as usual. I think the NPP should give credit. In fact, they have given some credit, but the credit should be a full credit. Gold Board is a new establishment, and they've just incorporated the Minerals Commission, Mineral Marketing Commission to it, and the mandate is slightly different from what used to be done.
Now, I have a few minutes to go, but I want to touch on this subject briefly. The arrest and detention of former CEO for NEIP, Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah. As of last night, I'd seen write-ups, even by the national organizer of the party, that they could not find out the whereabouts of Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah. And this is not the first time we've seen this, especially after arrest by the NIB. There have been many eyebrows raised that this government is becoming intolerant. Is your government becoming intolerant?
Our government is not intolerant. In fact, there are times we see the security forces do things that we think they should not go that way. I think there were a few occasions that even government appointees came to condemn some of the detentions. And so what I will say that this government is doing is allowing the rule of law to prevail. If somebody is arrested, the person has right to his lawyer. The person should be allowed access to legal representation. And so I really do not know so much about this particular case, but I think if the representation of Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah, yes, are listening, they know the authorities who might have arrested him. They should go there. And
they were there last night, but they could not find him. He was not there at the time.
Well, it's possible maybe he's been transferred to another location, but of course we cannot
his lawyer
say
needs to be told.
We cannot say that because somebody is alleged to have done something wrong, the person should be maltreated. We respect the rule of law. We respect human dignity, and individuals who have been alleged to have done something should be given that respect and the dignity that the person deserves. And so the law enforcement agencies should not outstep their bounds. They are supposed to work within the
remit of the law.
The remit of the law. And so we encourage and we are saying that that should be done, that no matter how serious the case is, the person needs to be treated with the respect that the person deserves. And so his representation should still go to the law enforcement unit and still find out the whereabouts of the person. It's possible probably the person they might have gone to inquire that information may not necessarily have that information. And so they should not just use that one day inquiry to come out to say that, no, we do not know where our client is. They should go and make more inquiry. And I believe that they'll have access to their client, because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama respects the rule of law, and no matter who the person is, he would not allow people to outstep their bounds. They have to work within the law. And Ghana, you know, we all respect the rule of law, and so people cannot take the law into their own hand, or they want to please some individual and maltreating others. No, we frown on that. And so again, the lawyers should go back to, if it's the National Bureau, they should go there and make sure that they know where their client is and represent him accordingly.
Okay. Ellen, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Let me hear your thoughts on this matter. I have seen a lot of...
I beg to differ. I beg to differ from what Prof is saying. And I'm differing. I'm stating my difference on the basis that I would like to state emphatically that the president is very interested in curtailing the rights of citizens. Why am I saying that? Mr. Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah was just a minute. My eardrum just dropped. Just a minute. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very loud and clear.
Mr. Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah was picked up by the NIB. And he was picked up on February 5th of February this year, 2026. The secretary to the president requested the National Investigations Bureau to pick or to investigate Mr. Kofi Ofosu's Nkansa's claim that there's some bribery going on in the scholarship secretariat. So it is the president's secretary. I believe that is Mr. Callistus. Is it Dr.
Callistus Mahama?
Who stated, wrote a letter that NIB should investigate Mr. Kofi Ofosu Nkansa and the allegations he made. When that letter was given out, so Ofosu Nkansa then met with his legal counsel, and then they went to the NIB. The NIB met them, and then they released him without charge on that day. Then on February 9th, the NIB called him again and asked him to report. And he said, oh, he was in Kumasi. He comes from the Ashanti region. He's in Kumasi. His father is not well, so he's in Kumasi. And that you come, I think they were asking him to come on a Tuesday. He said, you come on a Friday. Eventually, they ended up that he should come on a Thursday. He comes on the 10th. He couldn't come, so he came yesterday. When is the 10th? That's yesterday.
Yesterday is the 10th.
He comes, he reports. When is the 10th?
Yesterday was the 10th. Today is 11th.
So yesterday, he came in, you arrested him, he reported himself, but you arrested him, took him to his house, and went to search his house. My question here is, one, if somebody is alleging that there's fraud going on at the scholarship secretariat, what does that got to do with his house? You still haven't charged him. After the search, then you detain him. And when you are detaining him, let him know why you are detaining him. We are detaining you on these charges. But you detain him, he doesn't. The family doesn't know where he is. His lawyers do not know where he is. And Prof is telling us that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wants everybody to be treated right. What is the right treatment in this? Especially when the request for the investigation emanates from the office of the president. So in my estimation, this government is intolerant. This government does not want people to criticize it. We're right in this country when Sami Jenfi and his cohort went around radio stations, TV stations, told everybody that Dr. Baumia was the owner of Haptel. Dr. Baumia was then the vice president. His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the president. Did anybody pick them up for anything? So definitely, the government of President John Mahama, with things that have happened, Kofi Ofosu's cancer is not the first case. Since they took over, just 1 year, 1 month, how many of people of the opposition elements haven't they arrested for also saying their mind? Just like how they did. And they even lied on people. They just didn't lie on people. They lied on the second gentleman of this land by saying that he owned the business that the man simply didn't own. You lied on him. Now today, those people are people who are leading us in this country. They are CEOs. We love them. So His Excellency John Mahama's government is a very intolerant government. And I'm not surprised. I mean, when you look at the antecedents and where they come from, they feel that they can dish out, but somebody can dish out to them. So as I said yesterday on my Facebook page, on my Facebook post, and I'll repeat it today, they can arrest all the MPP communicators, MPP members, people who are activists for the MPP. It still will not stop us from telling them that they are an incompetent government. They were incompetent in John Mahama 1. They are still showing us signs of incompetence in John Mahama 2. Where is the money? The cocoa farmers, where is their money? Things are so bad to the extent that the Ministry of what is their name? Oh, Agriculture. The Ministry of Agriculture cannot sort out cocoa issue. That it has to take an emergency cabinet meeting today to sort out cocoa issue. That is how incompetent they are. And to cover the incompetence, they think that arresting MPP activists and NPP people will cover it. It will not cover it. You are still incompetent. You are showing us your incompetence. Arresting Mr. Fosun Cancer will not cover the fact that you have not paid the cocoa farmers. It will not cover the fact that you have gone to mess up at Ayawa. So it will not cover it. This government is intolerant. Leave people to say what they want to say. If you don't believe in what they are saying, take them through the right processes. There's something called freedom of speech. You enjoy it when you are in opposition. And you abused it when you are in opposition. Nobody arrested you. Even if people didn't agree with you, they took you to court. Dr. Matthew Opoku Pempe took some agency to court for defamation and won. So you don't agree with the person, take him to court. You do not detain the person overnight. That is unconstitutional. That is not what we do in a democracy. And the government of John Dramani Mahama, president, is an intolerant one.
Ellen, thank you very much. I'm out of time. Thank you very much.
It's quite interesting when you hear MPP communicators talking about incompetence, intolerance, and what have you. I was just really laughing within myself when hearing Amma talking about incompetence. What did they give to Ghanaians from 2022 to 2024? We saw an inflation at 54%. A dollar was going for 17 cedis to $1. We bought fuel in this country at 23 cedis to a liter. So what are they talking about? Baumia that they touted as being an economic whiskey, what did he give us? She's talking about the fact that MDC is intolerant, and for that matter, John Mahama. I said, look, they should rather applaud John Dramani Mahama and the government. The fact that somebody raised an allegation, and they are saying that the person should come and prove the allegation. The people that they have alleged to be selling scholarships should be investigated. As a citizen, I'm not supposed to applaud that person. We were here in this country when scholarships were being sold like granules. We were here in this country when jobs were sold like granules. So what is she talking about? Okay. I wouldn't want to go to that tangent. But look, as citizens, you should applaud the president's secretary that somebody made an allegation, and we are saying that come and prove yourself. But then the institution that the allegation has been made against, they should investigate the institution. We were in this country when the chief of staff, the two deputies were alleged to engage in some corruption. What did we see? We saw people coming to shield them. But this is a president that frowned on corruption. His office, his secretary, have asked that there should be an investigation into an allegation that has been made. And you call this as intolerant because the person has been arrested. Well, I don't know why the person should be arrested, but I am sure that he's supposed to give more information so as to aid the security agencies to do their investigation.
But
how do you call that
information?
How do you call that?
We know that his lawyers have come out to say that they don't know the whereabouts of their client.
An incompetent government.
Is that not against the rule of law?
I am saying that an incompetent government today, we have inflation less than 4%. An incompetent government that has maintained cedi below 11 cedis to $1. You call this an incompetent government. An incompetent government that today, you, Helen, when you go to fuel station, you do not buy fuel at 23 cedis per liter. You call this an incompetent. I mean, this is laughable. Let's not just pretend that because of politics we want to do propaganda. You should praise His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and what he is doing. He is called for an investigation into a corruption allegation. When his president, then His Excellency John Nana Akufo-Addo shielded even wrongdoers. Akunta mining is a clear example. We saw Cecilia Dapa that had huge amount of money in her room, and the president came to say that he was confident that she will come out clear. That alone deter any investigator from saying that the woman was guilty. This is something that I think Helen should applaud His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that his government is investigating their own by calling that there should be an investigation into an allegation.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies. That's Professor Benedict Ayaya Fosumensa. She's a member of the NDC communications team we had via Zoom. Elena Madeko, she's a lecturer with UPSA, special aide to Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, and a member of the NPP communications team. That's it for the breakfast review. But when I come back, I sit with the CEO of the Tree Crop Development Authority. There are several issues, and then there's also a summit that he'll be holding in this February. We'll talk all about that. And then later on, we'll pick a live feed from the Jubilee House as a swearing in of the Presidential Advisory Group on Economy is currently underway. Stay with me. TV. At the beginning of this show, I told you that this morning we'll sit with the CEO for the Tree Crop Development Authority. They superintend 6 major crops in Ghana: cashew, coconut, oil palm, mango, rubber, and one another. Share, good. And we see what Share is doing. Just about 2 days ago, yesterday, Hamama Timontel was named a Share Ambassador, which means that we need to add value to shea butter, not just using it for cosmetic products, but use it for other things as well. The man in charge is here. He'll tell us what he's been doing. A year after his appointment, what strides has he made? What is the future? What is his plan? What is his vision? Dr. Andy Osei-Okwara is my guest. Good morning.
Good morning, Lily.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, extremely well by the grace of God.
It's good to
I'm happy to see you.
Yeah. Same here. 1 year on, how has it been? What was the state of what you inherited?
Thank you very much. Lily, I'm not even 1 year, if you are within 1 year.
Well, since we are in February.
Yes, but 1 year will be exactly on the 17th of February that we took office.
So you have about 6 days.
6 days to go. But so far, so it's been amazing. In fact, we took office, and then let me just greet your viewers and your listeners about this, and also take the opportunity. If you're asking for 1 year, had it not been the visionary leadership of His Excellency GHOne Dramani Mahama, we didn't have been here. So let me take this opportunity to greet him for the resetting agenda that brought us to where we are. So good morning, Your Excellency. Good morning, the First Lady. I'm the National Chairman, the Chief of Staff, and all the leadership of our party. Having said that, yes, we took office 17th February 2005. 25. And then we went there. We have authority called Tree Crop Development Authority. That's the first time, like I said, I myself got to know about it. So in reading around, and I realized that it's a huge thing that Ghanaians have put together, that we have an authority that will be responsible for 6 strategic crops, and as an act that embodies everything, an act of Parliament, Act 1010 of 2019, and then operationalized by LI 2471, and yet we didn't know about it, so we have to make sure. So when we took office, yes, it was there. It's supposed to be a head office in Kumasi somewhere. We have a project office in Accra, and things were there. So I realized that this is the authority. These are the legal instruments to work with. But then Ghanaians are not aware. All of us are not aware what it is and what it can also do. So we needed to take the speed and go. Even the actors themselves who are playing, those in cashew field, those in coconut, mango, share, as we were talking about, did not even know their obligations. They did not even know. Some were even telling us, oh, the law is yet to be passed and yet to roll out and stuff like that. So we needed, so that was the state. We took at a state where it was not known. And anywhere I was going, I would do a survey and find out. And I can tell you, you can only get in some cases, less than 1% knowing about it and what we do. And that call for serious visibility action. And then the same thing, because of that, the Tree Crop Development Authority is supposed to be a regulator, a promoter, and developer of these 6 crops. So we are the one to regulate in terms of any actor, as the law says, who want to be in that business. You should register and be licensed to do it before you can do it. Then set the farm price, minimum farm gate prices for the business. Protect and again ensure that its development, that we have the right product, the quality of it, and everything that it says as far as the value chain is concerned. So they did not even know, and they didn't want to even comply. So straight away, then we have to make sure that enforcement becomes key. And before we can do enforcement, we needed to do stakeholder engagement. So we started stakeholder engagement. We had a media engagement, key stakeholder engagement, get to the field, make sure that they know that this is the authority established. People did not even know. So that is the state. And I can tell you 1 year down the line, now you can see that we are getting there. We are not there because it will shock you to know that there was a big person here in Ghana, in Accra, that until we approach him and then talk about it, he has not heard about it. But that person needs to know about it and use it to help his region and his kingdom. So these are the things. But now, when you do the survey, you can see that the Tree Crop Development Authority is on the ground to achieve its mandate as given.
Okay, so you say that the authority is promoting, is regulating. How are you ensuring that in regulation you do not stifle private investment while helping farmers as well?
The regulating is what will cause the private investment to thrive. And that's yes, because the private investment, part of it is, and then the farmers too are not cheated. The farmers, it is our duty to work with the farmers and all the stakeholders involved to set a minimum price for cashew, minimum price for oil palm, where you come from, where you know, minimum price for rubber, your areas. Together with the stakeholder, will set it out and make sure that no one buys it below that figure. So the farmers benefit. Farmers, is our responsibility to provide resources for them in terms of early seedlings to grow, give them agronomic practices, give them technical advice to do this thing. Private sector, it is our duty to ensure that quack ones cannot be in the industry. This is a case that in the case of cashew, we have other foreigners who travel all the way from their country, bag money in their bag and go and distort the prices on the ground and ship everything to wherever they are taking it to. Now, these days, you can't. If you are not a registered and licensed, and at the same time get an export permit from us to ensure that you go through our process, you cannot. And then, if you are not supposed to be at the farm gate to do business, you can't, because we are regulating. And all these things are protecting private investment. Private investment, we have local processors who have put in money to set up factories here. They need to get the raw materials. And then not just to export them in that raw form. The law mandate us to set a percentage for them to make sure that we feed our local industries well before we think about others. So that is, if we are regulating and enforcing, it's just going to help.
So where are we in terms of registration, licensing of these crops? Because I know that a number of these players operate informally. Where are we?
Oh, we are on course. Whether you are operating formally or not, since we have a lot registered, because Open is an online thing, the registration process is very simple. So registration of all this value chain is going on, with the exception of even the coconut one has started. Your favorite that you've been seeing, coconut registration, actors are being registered. Oil palm, again, that your oil palm industry registration is ongoing. We are using technology in registering them so that we know this is the number of people we have. And not just the number, but again, in the case of farmers, to know their farm size, map them and know that this, and we know that we have about 340,000 hectares of land, of cashew, we know. And if we are expanding. Now, come to oil palm, the president wanted to, this year, and as part of a strategic vision, is adding 100,000 hectares of oil palm plantation, new one. To add to almost the 340 that we have. Existing one. So we know all these things. So it's extremely going well. And actors who are not supposed to be there, the same thing. If you're an exporter of any of these, we are registering them and making sure that we know where they are and what kind. If you're a processor, that is what is going. So we are on course on their registration. And we have huge numbers that have registered.
Okay. Are you able to, off the top of your head, tell us where you are data-wise?
Data-wise, I can say that we, in fact, one of the major projects we are undertaking to help us build a data system for TCDA is on course. It has just taken off. Okay. That's one of the things. So the data-wise, we are not that strong in terms of data, because the project called a Tree Crop Diversification Project was supposed to have been done 2 years ago to set the authority up, but through other things, it delayed.
1 year on, still not on course?
That's what I'm saying. It's now on course. Then consultants who are engaged to do that are all in there. Some are getting, that's what I told you that, the data of coconut is going on. We're supposed to end. It's going on. Cashew, if I'm not saying cashew, we have over 30-something thousand farmers registered. I mean, there are plenty people.
And what is the protection for these farmers? I'm from the Western region, you know. So my family members who are into oil palm plantation, rubber plantation, what is the protection? What should farmers be getting if they are under the Tree Crop Development Authority?
So as I said, the farmers should be getting the protection of getting their produce price raw. So the pricing is done by TCDA, not us alone, but with them. And we work closely with the Value Chain Association. In your case, we work closely with the Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana, OPDAC, that composes all the value chain actors. So together with we look at the formula. In all our cases, the law determines the parameters you should use in determining. So farmers are protected in terms of pricing. Farmers are protected in terms of input. They are supposed to, when they are exporting or you are doing business, they are supposed to pay development levies. These levies, we have to apply it back into the trade. So farmers are supposed to get elite seedlings, good and quality seedlings, free of charge from us, fertilizers, farm inputs. They are supposed to get all this technical advice from us, so they are protected in that sense. So we need to ensure that these things get to the farmers. So this is how farmers, and if anybody is cheated, in terms of now we set the minimum price monthly. So if it's supposed to be 1,300 and something per kilo or FFB, and then you buy it low, and it's not the right way to buy it, the farmer has every right to report to TCDA, and then we will have to come to you and get things done properly. We recently launched 85 compliance officers, 85 compliance and enforcement officers, passed by my minister, Honorable Eriko Poku. Then we are sending them out. They are not even the number we are expecting. Sending them out to ensure that...
Okay, so that's what's on our screens.
Oh, yes. And sending them out to ensure that the right things in terms of monitoring, coordination, supervision, and enforcing the laws and regulations are done. So that's how the system is working.
So when did you say...
let's say about 3 weeks or 2 weeks ago that they passed out.
Okay.
And then we are deploying them to the field.
When are you deploying them?
They are gone.
They're already on the
Yes.
field. Have you started receiving information? I ask this because one of the critical challenges of your authority is smuggling, is illicit influx. Have you started receiving information already?
Oh yes, those are the things that led us to some of these initiatives. We have received people that they are really affecting the oil palm industry. That people will go and import, will not pay taxes, go through the unapproved route and come here. And if it's being sold 100 cities here, they are selling this 10 cities and stuff like that. So this one, we have a national joint monitoring team that's going to enforce things out there. Now our team is in place, but it composes, supposed to be the national one. We have national security, we have SERVs, we have customs, and all the police together for that enforcement.
So what would they be doing specifically? On the field?
On the field. They will check whether you are licensed to do the business, number one. So you should have the license to do that. You are moving any of our products, ensure that they give you conveyance certificate. The conveyance certificate, you are talking about data. It will take every data of that goods going. So they will ensure that you have a conveyance. You have been issued a conveyance and the data captured. Who is taking it, where is it going, and all the quantity, so that we can aggregate them and get the numbers. That is why they supervise whether even your warehouse is in an approved situation and stuff like that. The products, the branding, what we have put in, the quality. What is more important about the quality of the product? The cashew, if we are not able to make sure we maintain the quality, we are gone as a nation. They will just downgrade us. So they are going to check that. Again, they are going to check people paying their levies.
Okay.
Payment of development levies, and then whatever statutory things that you're supposed to, they are supposed to check on that. Then, if we also come to the borders and are saying you are exporting or importing, do you have the right permit to do that? If you don't have the right permit, then you have to face the law to do that.
Another critical point is the mass exploitation of raw rubber, because the Ghana Rubber Estates Limited is processing under capacity, about 54,000 tons.
Yeah.
How is your authority positioning yourself to curtail this? What have you been gathering so far? What's the clear vision to tackle this?
Good. Thank you. I'm happy with you. I started my work when I took office with the rubber industry. That gave me more insight in that. I spent time a lot with GHOne and all the leadership on the ground. So I got to know that, yes, the major problem with rubber is we don't have rubber in Ghana. The production level is low. If we are talking about 120,000 metric tons, whilst average cost is talking about 1.2 million tons.
Okay.
So you could see the VAT. So number one, what we are doing, how do we increase production? Number one, production increase is key. And through government acquisition of loans to boost up production is going on. And then part of this investment summit is also asking a lot of people to come in and plant more rubber. That is one. But before that, in the interim, that is what introduced. When we came, it was not regulated. The industry was not. Nobody was checking whether you are registered or not, or licensed to do anything. We did that. We had a stakeholder engagement with customs, police, immigration, soldier, national. All of us met, and then we took and had a roadmap together with the actors. Had a roadmap. So we brought in, if you are not registered, if you are not licensed, you can. And then we introduced export permit system.
Okay.
To activate Section 50 of the LI, that calls for setting aside a percentage for the local market. So that if you want to export 10, we can say we won't allow you to export 10. We will allow you to export 1. Or because we want to give some to the local market. So that is what we started. And making sure that we reserve some for them. And restrictions started by under President Mohammed. This restriction was not there before. President Mohammed's regime, May 2nd, that's where the directive was given. And that is what we're doing. All was geared towards making sure we have this material for them. Again, the industry, because it was not coordinated, there were issues with traders, aggregators against processors. So we need to settle that. And that has been ongoing, because they need to understand that GHOne themselves have to come in and make sure that the trade goes on, because the value chain and everybody has to survive. And that is what has been. Until we have enough production, we'll continue to have this. But then we'll restrict, making sure we are restricting, and local processors should get the needed resources for their processing. And that's what we are doing as a vision.
You have a summit in 6 days. That's the 17th of February. What is this summit designed to solve? Is it market access, policy clarity, investment gaps?
I think we've covered both. Market access gap, policy directions, partnerships, and investment into this as we started. Now, lady, as I indicated, we have this potential, but people are not aware. The rich people and the poor people are not aware. For me, it's not even about the rich, but my passion is all of us sitting down here in this studio and here, including the cameraman. If you can take a decision and have your money invested in the tree crop sector, you are good to go.
Okay.
You are not worried about your future in terms of retirement and stuff like that. That is why we're seeing sustainable growth through tree crop investment. Go and have a land and let's see how you are growing coconut. 10 acres. If you can't do even, just try 10 acres and see. That is what we are talking about. So we are trying to open people's eyes, create the awareness, and that. And those who have big money, and go to Malaysians are coming here, Indonesians are coming through the summit. They came here and picked the oil palm. Now you will come and hear what they are using oil palm in their countries, all because they have in numbers. They don't even drink abenquai, but all they're doing, they are using oils in different forms of derivatives to biogas. So that is so. Then policy direction. The president himself is coming. When he speaks the policy direction, we have the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness is coming. We have the Finance Minister himself is already promoting oil palm. These are policy dialogues we want to. And what are they doing? Investment. What are the investment opportunities for you? Incentives that we have, taxes that we have, lands that we have. This is the reason why the summit is coming on. And you can come and meet people we can partner with and do this and create jobs for yourself and for others. So that is the essence of this summit.
Beyond the speeches, the panel discussions, what concrete things should Ghanaians expect after the summit?
Number one, Ghanaians should expect, for us, even the organizers, we're expecting, in all the 6 crops, I'm expecting to get 3 major investors into the crops.
Okay.
That can go into production for us. And just yesterday, meeting Ghana Prison Service, I could see that we are getting where we want to. We can go Ghana Prison Service, they're doing a lot, and we can leverage, have lands and everything. Tree Crop wants to set up 16, they call it legacy project, 16,000 hectares of tree crop enclaves across the 16 regions. At least 10,000 in each region. We have lands, we need lands, someone has money, we collaborate and we get it done. In that case, production goes on very well. Then processing comes in. So we want to make sure at the end of it, strategic investors, 3 each, should be getting. And after that, people like yourself, like myself, will get to know that it's a cool place to invest when it comes to tree crops. And that is what we want to end beyond the summit. So we'll be making sure that we continue to promote, because we are looking to become the global leader when it comes to tree crop industry.
Okay,
Ghana
so
is
it's
heading towards
17 through to
17 to the 20th. The 17th is the opening section where we have the President, His Royal Majesty Otumfuo, coming, all the leaders. We have the morning session for the opening. Afternoon session is the Investors Forum. That's the things that we are talking about. We have speakers all over. The next day, we treat 2 of our crops. We'll treat oil palm and share. Afternoon investment session.
Okay.
And we have speakers from India, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, Russia. Just this morning when I was working in Russia, said that they need the invitation, they are coming. Nigeria, coming. The next day we treat cashew and coconut. Then the 4th day, which is the 20th, we treat rubber, your favorite from Western, and mango. Then after the investment forum in the afternoon, we end in the evening. We have the first of its kind Ghana's Tree Crop Excellence Award as a gala night on the 20th. And that is what is going on.
Who are you rewarding, and how do people get to be a part of it?
Yes, we open today. Is the last day. So now, as you come from, you know somebody, you have the option now, an opportunity now to nominate somebody. It's online, as you can see. You just Google Tree Crop Awards, and you can just nominate whoever you want to have the best farmer for cashew, best farmer for rubber, best farmer for coconut, as it goes in all the sets. The same thing goes to the processors and all that. So we want to appreciate what they are doing, and then recognize them. So it's open to these people with your support.
So you just register to attend. It's free admission.
For the conference, it's free admission.
Okay.
That you just need to register. And then when we register, you get there, we just enter your name, it comes and you go. If if you don't register, then it will take you time before you get in there. And when it's full, I'm sure probably you have to come and watch it at GHTV or something.
Yes.
So register now, it's open. But for the dinner, it's a by invitation.
Okay,
so it's strictly by invitation. So that's how it is. But it's free, it's free. We also have the opportunity for those who want to do exhibition, because we are coming out with an innovative exhibition. 6 of our crops, right from nursery up to the end, to how it's been aggregated, the share. They will take you through the process to the final share butter. You have all the confectionery products they use. You will see them. After that, we want to open it up to all SMEs who want to exhibit their products.
Okay.
So if you need a booth, we just have to call the numbers we'll show here. They will give you a booth to come and be part of this investment forum, also to reach out to the world. We want to boost the SMEs, their production as well in Ghana here.
Okay. I'm sure we'll see you there. I'll definitely see you there.
Lily, you have to be there.
I definitely will
have to be there.
So that's Dr.
Then after that, too, I'm taking you to the field. I will take the media to the field.
I will wear my boots on the ground. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And we will be there to support. That's the CEO for the Tree Crop Development Authority, Dr. Andy Osei Okwa. They're holding the first ever Tree Crop Investment Summit from the 17th through to the 20th of February. Now let's head to the Jubilee House as the President swears in the Presidential Advisory Group on Economy.
Shall we please acknowledge him with a round of applause? Thank you very much. Let me begin by expressing my sincerest regrets for the late start of this program. It was due to some circumstances beyond my control. If the president can control something, then it's really serious. Good morning, distinguished members of the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy. Our Right Honorable Speaker, thanks for joining us. Honorable Ministers of State, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct honor to preside over the inauguration of the members of the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy, PAGE, and to convene its inaugural meeting this morning. I thank each of you for accepting the call to serve our country at a critical moment in Ghana's economic journey. Your willingness to contribute your time, experience, and intellect to the national cause reflects a deep commitment to public service and to the future of our republic. The mandate of PAGE, as outlined in your letters of appointment and accompanying public release, is both clear and consequential. You're expected to provide strategic counsel on macroeconomic management, fiscal consolidation, debt sustainability, and the coherence between fiscal and monetary policy. You are to advise on structural transformation, industrial development, competitiveness, and export-led growth strategies. PAGE is also charged with offering guidance on sectoral development, private sector expansion, investment mobilization, and sustainable job creation, while supporting the design and implementation of flagship national initiatives, including the 24-hour economy, the Accelerated Export Development Program, and other productivity-enhancing reforms. In addition, you are to conduct periodic assessments of Ghana's economic performance, propose policy adjustments where necessary, and contribute expert input to Ghana's economic negotiations and engagement with bilateral and multilateral partners, international financial institutions, and investors. Importantly, PAGE shall report directly to the President, submitting advisory memoranda, briefs, and strategic reviews, as and when required. Your counsel is therefore expected to be frank, independent, evidence-based, and anchored in the long-term national interest. PAGE is not new to our governance architecture. It existed under the late President, Professor John Evans Atta Mills, and also during my earlier tenure in office. And it returns today expanded and strengthened to reflect the evolving complexity of our economy. The current PAGE configuration allows us to streamline economic governance by eliminating the overlapping structures, including the former economic management team. My Vice President, who is a member of PAGE, will chair meetings in my absence in accordance with constitutional responsibility. PAGE will operate alongside the Economic Policy Coordinating Committee, EPCC, which is jointly chaired by the Minister for Finance and the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, which remains a critical technical platform. I encourage continued coordination among these bodies to achieve efficiency, coherence, and cost-effective governance. In constituting this group, I was guided by several principles. First, experience and institutional memory. Some members of PAGE have served across different administrations, including during my earlier tenure in office. This continuity is important. Experience allows us to sustain what has worked, correct what has failed, and avoid repeating costly mistakes. Second, diversity of expertise and sectoral balance. Members bring expertise and experience spanning fiscal policy, monetary management, capital markets, private enterprise, academia, and the real economy. Third, gender and generational balance. Economic policy must reflect the full breadth of national talent. PAGE reflects a strong representation of women, young professionals, seasoned practitioners, and scholars, including the elderly, whose insights will enrich our deliberations. This breadth is not symbolic, it's strategic. I do not want this committee to misunderstand my optimism in the advice you offer as an endorsement of an easy task ahead. You are all qualified and experienced enough to know that we face a tough road ahead, regardless of the progress we may have chalked up to date. As a nation, we find ourselves again in debt distress after having previously declared HIPC and solemnly assuring ourselves that we will never return to such a position. That experience should have permanently altered our fiscal culture. Unfortunately, instead, we dissipated significant buffers and stabilizers that would have shielded our citizens from the painful domestic debt haircuts that they ultimately had to endure. We must confront this reality honestly. After investing in 3 oil fields and positioning ourselves as an emerging petroleum economy, we allowed policy inconsistency and investor uncertainty to drive existing and potential investors to competing jurisdictions. The result has been a declining trajectory of crude oil output at a time when we should have been consolidating gains and building resilience for the energy transition. Our handling of state-owned enterprises has also been uneven and at times haphazard. Weak governance frameworks, political interference, and inadequate financial discipline undermined institutions that were once engines of stability and credibility. We failed to raise sustainable funding for cocoa and the Cocoa Board's capacity to syndicate effectively, something it had done successfully since the early 1990s. And this was severely impaired. These are not points of blame, they are lessons in responsibility. Ghana's economic history teaches us humility. We have deepened our capital markets, expanded the range of domestic bond instruments, yet we have also experienced painful setbacks, including debt distress and decline in investor confidence. Our task now is correction without amnesia, learning from both our success and our failures. I pause here because I want you to be part of the solution and ultimately part of the success story we must now write. Your counsel must help us rebuild credibility, restore fiscal discipline, attract investment, re-anchor expectations, and re-establish Ghana as a serious, predictable, and competitive economy. This is not simply about recovery. It is about institutional reform, structural transformation, and a permanent reset of our economic governance culture. In conclusion, members of PAGE will serve as national priorities and as national priorities and circumstances evolve. Your advice will be sought on major economic milestones, including, amongst others, the national budget, mid-year reviews, monetary policy developments, medium-term plans, and other strategic initiatives. PAGE would meet at least once every quarter, but would also meet in circumstances of emergency. There will be emergency meetings. The Minister of Finance, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, and the Special Advisor to the President and the Chairman of the NDPC will provide technical support to the work of PAGE. Once again, I thank you for accepting this responsibility. I expect rigorous analysis, constructive disagreements and agreements, and solutions that place Ghana firmly on a path of economic recovery, resilience, and inclusive growth. I wish you well in your deliberations, and in the powers vested in me, declare the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy duly inaugurated.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Please, our friends from the media. So the ceremony is inauguration of the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy. So kindly let's take note. Your Excellency, with your permission, may I now invite Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, to deliver her brief response. Shall we please welcome her with an applause, please?
Your Excellency, President of the Republic, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Ministers of State, senior members of government, distinguished members of the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy, members of Diplomatic Corps, if present, esteemed guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm honored to deliver these remarks on behalf of the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy. Let me begin by expressing our gratitude to His Excellency the President for the foresight that informed the establishment of this advisory group. After a period of acute strain, visibility is returning and confidence is gradually rebuilding, even as we continue to navigate global and domestic challenges. This moment must be used not only to recover, but to reset our economic direction. As an advisory body, our mandate is clear and demanding: to provide independent, rigorous, and practical advice to support government. We complement existing institutions by offering insight, testing assumptions, and proposing solutions informed by global best practice and grounded in Ghana's realities. Our commitment is to move from crisis management to durable success. We will foster dialogue, intellectual honesty, and collective responsibility, engage across sectors, and deliver actionable advice aligned with Ghana's long-term development vision. Your Excellency, this advisory group comprises professionals of different backgrounds, perspectives, and experience across diverse disciplines. As a lifelong teacher myself, I would like to respectfully leave my esteemed colleagues and myself with our first piece of homework. That is, for us to constantly reflect on what the term the economy should mean to our fellow citizens. Beyond an abstract concept, it should mean many things, including the following: stability for the teacher in the classroom and the nurse on night duty, fair prices and reliable markets for the farmer, predictable costs and access to credit to the trader and small business owner, stable incomes and affordable housing and transport for the worker, opportunities and skills for the young person, especially the women, security for the laborer, and decent care for the elderly. In short, our task is sobering. That is, to conceptualize the kind of support that makes their economy feel less distant and more everyday possibility. To arrive at a reality where effort is rewarded, risks are shared, and honest work is not invisible, we must remember the concrete effects of the economy on our people's lives, such as the safety of their water, the reliability of electricity powering their aspirations, and the dignity of their work. Economic transformation is a national project.
Sure, sir. Please, Your Excellency, with your permission, may I acknowledge some honorable ministers and heads of institutions who have come here to support this noble program today. Of course, the Right Honorable Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Shall we please? Thank you. Our Chief of Staff is also here. Please. Thank you. Next, we have the Executive Secretary. I'm sure everyone knows him by now, Dr. Callistos, our boss. Yes. The Honorable Minister for Finance is also here. Thank you. We have the Minister for Education, Chairman, National Development Planning Commission, NDPC, is here. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana. We have the Presidential Advisor. Shall we please see you with a wave? Honorable. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Setekwe, who is the Presidential Advisor on the Economy. Dr. Ofusuampofo, Special Advisor at the Office of the Vice President. We have Minister for Transport, who is also here. We have the government statistician. Thank you. Executive Secretary, Association of Ghana Industries. Is he here? Okay. General Secretary, Trade Union Congress. I think I saw him. Yes, thank you very much. Ghana Employers Association. Are they here? Thank you very much. Good. The Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors. Thank you. Boss, okay. Chief Executive Officer, Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. Is here? Okay, sorry. The Chief Executive Officer, Chartered Institute of Bankers. Thank you very much for coming. I also have Chief Executive Officer, Institute of Chartered Accountants. Thank you very much for coming. Hey, shall we please acknowledge the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry? Sorry. Of course, we have the Legal Counsel to HE, the President, Honorable Marita Brew. Thank you. I think she's the head of Director General NDPC. Okay, thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think.
Welcome back to the show. This is still J today here in GHOne. I am Lily Mohammed. Let's bring you the health alert. This morning, we talk about childhood cancers on 15th February. Is it 15th or 13th? 15th February. A day after Valentine, we mark International World Childhood Cancer Day to raise awareness about childhood cancer, to talk about how we can curb it and reduce the numbers, especially mortality. And so my guest this morning will help us understand childhood cancer. If you're a parent out there who has a childhood cancer, what you can do. If you're a parent also, what you need to look out for in protecting your children and your wards. My guest this morning, Adjapnamai Boating Desu, she's Country Coordinator for World Child Cancer, and Dr. Ernestina Nanaboatima Shandov, she is a pediatric oncologist. Good morning, ladies. How are we doing? It's good to see you. I'm doing awesome, as always. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Childhood cancer. Let's look at statistics. How prevalent is it across the world and in Ghana? Doc.
Yes, thank you very much, Lily, for your question, and greetings to all your cherished viewers and listeners, both online and on TV. So childhood cancer is a common problem. It happens worldwide, and Ghana is not the only country that has children with cancer. And children with cancer span from birth all the way to 19 years of age. So any child at all can get childhood cancer. Based on the estimates we have, we are expected to see in Ghana about 1,400 to 1,500 new children diagnosed with cancer every year.
Ghana?
Yes, just in Ghana. And despite that, we are currently seeing just a third of these children, 530 children every year newly diagnosed with cancer. Unfortunately, 2/3 of them are still underdiagnosed, and that's why the advocacy is extremely important. One of the things about childhood cancer, unlike the adult cancers, is that it is highly curable. Children are growing and their bodies are getting bigger, they are getting taller, so the building blocks constantly are dividing. And childhood cancer can occur spontaneously. You don't need to have a specific predisposition. So because it occurs spontaneously, any child whatsoever can get a childhood cancer in any part of the body, from the brain to the eyes to the bone to the blood. We have different types of childhood cancers. And because they are due to an abnormal division of these building blocks, they tend to respond very, very well to chemotherapy medications, because the chemotherapy medicines, they act on parts of our body that grow very, very fast, and cancer is one of them. Childhood cancer is one of them. So childhood cancers are highly curable, but it's very important to diagnose them early, because the later you diagnose them, the more they may have spread, the more expensive the treatment, the longer the treatment, and the poorer the outcomes. But once you find it early, the treatment is usually much more simpler, less expensive, shorter. Parents are able to go through the entire treatment, and child is alive and does well in their life. So it's really important.
Are there common types that you see as an oncologist that you see in Ghana?
Yeah, so there are common types. Let me say like top 5.
Okay.
The blood cancers, leukemias, would be like number 1. We've currently realized that brain cancers are now number 2 in Kolibu and Konfranoche. Also, we have cancers of the eye, we call retinoblastomas. Cancers of the immune system, we call lymphomas. And then cancers of the kidney. So those are like top 5 that we have. And
at what stages are these cancers detected?
So in developed countries, they're detected quite early because the knowledge is out there. People present very early. Unfortunately, in Ghana, people still present late. It's a bit better compared to previous years, but we still present quite late. We used to have like 90% of the children presenting very late. Now, maybe like 70% of them presenting late. So we are still not there yet, but a lot present very late. And this has an impact on the kind of treatment. The treatment of childhood cancer is usually between 6 months to 3 years. So it's not like malaria, a common cold where you take medications for 3 days to a week, but it can be quite intensive. You don't get to sleep in the hospital bed for those period of times, but once we diagnose, we start the treatment, we observe you for a while, and then you go and come on OPD basis for the treatment. And because of that, sometimes when there's financial difficulty, parents are unable to come. And the treatment can be truncated because of lack of funds. And that's why World Child Cancer has been very instrumental to make sure that we don't have that truncation, because not doing the treatment very well also has an impact and can give very bad outcomes if you don't continue according to the protocol.
Okay, I'll come back to you to tell us some of the symptoms that any parent or guardian should not ignore to be able to ascertain or take their child to a nurse facility on what may be probably a childhood cancer. Nana, let's look at. Oh, you are not Nana.
Not mine.
You are Pramine.
Yes.
Ajwa.
Yes,
That's one of my best friends saying. Okay. So now it sticks. Ajwa, for World Child Cancer, what do you do for children with cancer?
Very well. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and greetings to your listeners. So World Child Cancer is a leading international charity organization that is dedicated to addressing the global inequality in childhood cancer care. Global inequality because, just as Tina mentioned, in high-income countries, if someone is diagnosed with cancer, the probability of that person surviving is very high. 10 people, we can get like 8 or 9 people surviving. But in our part of the world, the survival rate is less than 50%. It's against this backdrop that World Child Cancer, together with its partners, seeks to change the narrative with regards to the survival rate of childhood cancer in low and middle income countries, including Ghana. So as an organization, we have been in Ghana since 2010. And the beautiful aspect is that World Child Cancer, we partner with institutions, key government institutions, so that we can work together collaboratively and with sustainability in view. So as an organization, we work with 4 main strategic pillars. The first one is early and accurate diagnosis. Childhood cancer care is very, very expensive. But before I come to that, the awareness of childhood cancer, even among healthcare professionals, is not really top-notch. There are times you see that this might be a childhood cancer, but you're not too sure. So as an organization, what we do is that we continue to build the capacity of healthcare professionals to be able to detect childhood cancer cases early and refer appropriately. That is the first one. And once the referrals are coming in, definitely it will bring a toll on the various hospitals that we support. So we also support with improving the diagnostic skills so that we can have accurate diagnosis, because if the condition is not diagnosed well, definitely the outcome is going to be poor. So the first pillar is early and accurate diagnosis, where we train healthcare professionals in early warning signs, as well as enhance their diagnostic capacity so that they can detect the cases early. The second pillar is treatment and care. So as we go out to teach about childhood cancers, definitely we expect that the numbers will go high. So what we do is that we build the capacity of healthcare professionals in the area of specialist training, and we do this collaboratively with 3 major institutions that focuses on professional specialist training in Ghana. And these are the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, Ghana College of Pharmacists, and Ghana College of Nurses and Midwives. So through the collaboration, we provide sponsorship so that healthcare professionals can specialize in these areas. But beyond the specialist training, what we do is that we also have what we call twinning visits, where we have our partners outside the country coming into Ghana, so that together with healthcare professionals, there can be exchange of knowledge and we work towards improving on care. Another thing that we do is that we have shared care centers and major treatment centers. The shared care centers are centers that provide some level of childhood cancer services and also act as referral centers. And we also have the major treatment centers. They provide comprehensive childhood cancer treatment. So what we do is that we support the healthcare professionals working in the various pediatric oncology units in the shared care centers to come to the major treatment centers for, let's say, about 2 weeks, so that they can learn from the major treatment centers. And from time to time, we do organize trainings, on-the-job trainings, we do organize webinars, all to build up the capacity of healthcare professionals to be able to deal with the cases that they continue to see. The third pillar, that is family well-being and child well-being and family support. Child well-being and family support. That is at the heart of what we do as an organization. What we do is that we provide support, financial support, that covers some aspects of treatment, diagnosis, transportation. Let me add that this support is not comprehensive. We don't cover everything. It's not comprehensive, yes. And we also provide ready-to-use therapeutic foods for children in care. Most of the time when they are undergoing treatment, their nutritional status is being compromised, sometimes as a result of the medication. They could have sore in their mouth, they are unable to eat. So we provide ready-to-use therapeutic foods for children in care. Another aspect still under child well-being and family support is the work of a child life specialist. In Ghana, I'm proud to say that we have only 3 child life specialists in the country, and they are being supported by World Child Cancer. So what the child life specialists do is that they engage the children, that is children diagnosed with cancer. Maybe they are going for a procedure. They will let them know what to expect even when they get into the procedure room. So it's a form of medical play. They teach them so that they don't feel left out. So as I said, we have only 3 in Ghana at the moment, but World Child Cancer always looking towards sustainability. We're working closely with institutions, University of Ghana, University of Health and Allied Sciences, together with our partners to bring about the MSc Healthcare Play Therapy program. It's been launched already, and the focus is to train more child life specialists across the country so that they can also provide care to complement the work that the clinicians are doing. And the last one is advocacy and communications. So we try to draw government's attention to childhood cancers. I must say that it has yielded positive results. Together with our partners, we have 4 of the childhood cancers on the National Health Insurance. But again, that's not the end. It's not all rosy, and we will continue to advocate for more. And there are specific events that we also commemorate. As you just indicated, February 15th is International Childhood Cancer Day, where we continue to create awareness and draw people's attention on childhood cancers. And we also have the whole of September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Where we also continue to create awareness. So this year, the theme is the importance of holistic and people-centered care. The importance of holistic and people-centered care. What we believe or we know that health outcomes doesn't depend on a single factor. It doesn't depend on only treatment. It's holistic. So we are looking at everything holistically to improve on survival rates for children diagnosed with cancer.
Now, Doc, let's come back to some of the symptoms that any parent or any guardian can look out for in children and wards.
Yes, so childhood cancer signs and symptoms can mimic any other disease, malaria, infections, and others. So we have an acronym. First of all, the acronym is St. Siluan, S-I-L-U-A-N, Siluan. It was established in South Africa after a saint. And the first S stands for seeking care early. So usually if you have symptoms more than 2 weeks, you shouldn't sleep on it. You should need to go to a hospital to see if there's something more than just an infection or just a cold or just a symptom, because it's really important. And this is not only for the general public, but also for health care practitioners or clinicians. Whenever you have symptoms more than 2 weeks, you need to investigate further. You shouldn't end there. Then the I stands for eye signs. So retinoblastoma, which is the cancer of the eye in children, is highly curable, about 98% curable. Unfortunately, people still come late. The earliest warning sign is you see the black of our eye, you just see a whitish dot. It's usually not painful. The child will be playing and eating normally. But once it starts getting red or getting swollen, or sometimes what you can see is the eye has a squint. One is looking in one direction, the black, and the other is looking in another direction. It's also an early warning sign. By the time you see the eye protruding, the likelihood that it has spread is very high. So it's really important to come when it's the very, very small whitish spot, or even if you see a squint, you should present early. And usually for eye cancers, it's not just we have people who provide glasses and people who actually examine the eye under anesthesia. So it's not the optometrist that would diagnose, it's somebody who actually look into the eye. So most people just go to somebody who will give glasses and feel like it's been sorted out, but it needs to be seen by an ophthalmologist who will actually examine you when the child is asleep to make sure that they check if there's any cancer behind the eye. So that's SI, SILI-1. Then L stands for lumps or swellings in any part of the body. So any swelling in a child, usually cancer swellings are painless. They are not painful. If it's a painful mass, most likely it could be an infection or something else. But once it's painless, swelling, you need to be alert. You shouldn't ignore those signs. And it can happen in any part of the body, the neck, the face, the arms, the stomach, the legs, anywhere. Then we have U. So U stands for unexplained symptoms. Things like a child's blood level keeps on going low, or a child is having temperature. You treat malaria, treat infections. The child consistently still has this temperature with unexplained diagnosis. Maybe they've done all the labs, there is nothing. That's one of the earliest warning signs of childhood leukemias, which is a very common cancer in children. Or if the child is losing weight despite very good nutrition, there hasn't been any problems with worm infestation, child is eating well but still losing weight, is also an early warning sign. So any unexplained symptoms, bleeding from the gums without any accident, or you see dots on the skin where the child is bleeding under the skin, all those things are early warning signs that it could be a leukemia. Then we have A, so SILU-1, S-I-L-U-A. The A stands for aches and pains. Children generally should not be having back pain, knee pain, joint pain, unless maybe other illnesses like sickle cell or others. But generally, children shouldn't be having these bone pains. So if a child is complaining of bone pain, you need to consider it's one of the symptoms that could present with bone cancers or even leukemias or any other cancer that has spread to the bone. So it's really important to take note of that. Then the last one, the N, stands for neurological symptoms. So that's basically symptoms that have to do with brain. Brain controls the whole body. So any symptom like headaches, usually when children complain of headaches, sometimes we ignore them because we feel, oh, you've played too much, but persistent headaches in a child are an emergency because brain tumors are curable when you find them early, and the headaches are the first presenting symptom. Sometimes they may have vomiting, especially when they wake up or they get up from a lying position. Or sometimes they may have back pain, which sometimes we ignore. So children with back pain, you don't sit at home because it could be early warning sign of a brain tumor. In certain instances, very subtle changes in academics, change in handwriting, change in the personality of the child. Somebody who is quiet becomes very loud, or somebody who used to be loud becomes very quiet. You need to be concerned. In the later stages, you see that the child may have convulsions, or the walking may be impaired, or the vision may be impaired. But whatever it is, you need to present as soon as possible. And if we are as clinicians, when we see those signs and symptoms, we should also refer as soon as possible. One good thing with our referral pathway now is you don't need to go through the primary health facility district to the teaching hospitals. For childhood cancers, you can just refer straight from a CHIPS compound to the facility teaching hospital. So that is something that the government has done for childhood cancers, where the referral pathway is now easier for people to access care.
Briefly, what can we change in terms of treatment options so that we have more survival rates in childhood cancers? Let me start with you, then I can take that off. Adra.
Yes, so first of all, we need to come early. A lot of people don't come early because of stigma. So as a people, we need to remember that childhood cancer is not contagious. If you have COVID, I would be more scared of you than a child with childhood cancer. So childhood cancer is not contagious. You can play with the children. We do everything we do with children who do not have cancer. So the stigma is really important because it's one of the hindering factors for patients not presented early to the hospital. The treatment is expensive. We still continue to advocate for a comprehensive coverage. The coverage of the four, there are various types, and it's sometimes disheartening to tell a parent with the same symptoms that yours is on insurance and yours is not. So it becomes very difficult, and sometimes you feel it's quite unethical. So we hope very soon all of them will be covered, and we need to work as a team. It's a holistic care. we are all involved. It may not be that you are given the medications, but your support, your emotional presence for any child or any family struggling with cancer. Because remember, you don't plan for it. You don't save money for it. It just happens. And it can happen to anybody. We've had politicians' children, doctors' children, pastors' children. So any child whatsoever can get childhood cancer. So we need to be kind and we need to support. Some of the ways we can support is financial, emotional, but we can also do a lot of advocacy. Tell someone to tell someone so that they can come early to the hospital. Okay. Another thing that is really required is blood. These children, because of the cancer, they may need blood transfusions when their blood level goes down. And sometimes the families extend all their means. So blood donations are very important. Unfortunately, as a Ghanaian society, we do not voluntarily give blood unless our relative needs it. But we need to have the habit of voluntary blood donation so that people who need it, whether it's accidents or childhood cancer, can have it available.
Okay. Adwoa, before you go, before 15th, and even after 15th, what are some of the things, and even on the 15th, what are some of the things you're doing as World Child Cancer?
Okay, so as World Child Cancer, on the 13th, which is a Friday.
Yes, which is 2 days away.
Yes, we're going to have an outreach, street outreach at the Ebano Hotel, Oxford Street.
Okay.
To create awareness about childhood cancers. On the 14th, in the morning, together with Lions Club, we are doing a walk from 37 and we'll end at Accra Mall. On Sunday, we'll continue with church education. But the climax of the event is on the 27th of February, where we'll raise awareness. Aside that, we're going to raise funds for children diagnosed with cancer. The program is scheduled to take place at the Conclave, Osu. So we use this opportunity to invite each and everyone to be present. And before I go, Tina has mentioned a lot, but again, financial aspect is very key. So we call on partners, corporate organizations to donate in whatever way that they can. As individuals, as groups, we can look at monthly subscriptions. Maybe every month I would donate like 50 CDs to support childhood cancer. That is very welcomed. In-kind donations, maybe you have some medical consumables. You are an organization that can partner to support in whichever way. Volunteering also to support childhood cancers. Various aspects, we really welcome it. So as the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So each and every one is welcome, all hands on deck, so that together we can improve the survival rates of childhood cancer in Ghana, just as high income countries have high survival rates.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies. So that's Adwoa Boating-Desu. She's a country coordinator for World Child Cancer, and Dr. Ernestina Boatima-Shandov. She is a pediatric oncologist. That's it for Health Alert. Let's do some celebrations now. At least I remembered your names. Happy birthday to Sefakot the reader. May your special day be as bright and beautiful as your smile. Development Program of the Year duvet. And so you know that the bubbly, beautiful Natalia is celebrating her birthday. And all of us here want to say we love you so much, Natalia, and happy, happy birthday to you. Eat all the cake today, drink all the champagne, and enjoy life. If you're marking any significant milestone, congratulations to you. My name is Lily Mohammed. I'll see you again at 11:30 for the Brunchtime News. Good morning.